I'm Anil Kumar. We are trying to solve quadratic equations. The question here is, solve the given equation in two different ways. The equation given to us is x minus 1 whole square minus 4 equals to 0. We need to solve it in two different ways, right? Okay. Now let us see how can we solve such an equation. So what we can do is we can add 4 on both sides. In that case, we'll get x minus 1 whole square equals to 4, right? And then we can square root. When we square root, we'll get x minus 1 equals to plus minus square root of 4. Now plus minus square root of 4 is plus minus 2, right? Always, whenever you square root, you have to do plus and minus. Now in these equations, when you get plus and minus, that means you are looking for two values. So two different scenarios are there. One is x minus 1 equals to plus 2. The other one is x minus 1 equals to minus 2. So you have to solve both individually. X equals to 2 plus 1. That gives you x equals to 3 as one solution. X equals to minus 2 plus 1. And that gives you x equals to minus 1. So we have two solutions here. So our answer is x equals to 3 or minus 1. So these are the two solutions. And this is the most efficient way of solving, and it always works, right? So that is the most efficient way you should be normally doing, right? Now alternate methods. There could be many alternate methods. One of them is you could expand this, apply the quadratic formula. Okay. But here I will use factoring, right? So we will use a very efficient way of doing things, which is factor. If you remember, what is a square minus b square equals to? I could write this as a plus b times a minus b, right? I hope that gives you a hint of how to solve this question using factoring. Okay, now let us continue with this solution. So what we have here is x minus 1 whole square minus 4 equals to 0. Now 4 is 2 square. Let me rewrite this. X minus 1 whole square minus 2 square equals to 0. Now a square minus b square, a is x minus 1. Think like that, right? So think as if a for us is x minus 1 and b for us is 2, right? 2 square. Now we can apply this formula of factoring and factor it. So we could factor it as x minus 1 plus 2 times x minus 1 minus 2. You get it, right? Now simplify this. We get x minus 1 plus 2 is plus 1 and x minus 1 minus 2 is minus 3. Both when multiplied gives you 0. Now these two factors resulting to 0 means that you could solve for x plus 1 equals to 0 and for x minus 3 equals to 0, right? This gives you x equals to minus 1 and that gives you x equals to 3, correct? So you again get the same answer. Your answer is x equals to minus 1 or 3. You see how easily using factoring we have solved it. Now this technique of factoring cannot be always applied. Since this was a perfect square, it was relatively simpler to do factoring and we got a result. But if you have a number like 5 or 7 or some other number which is not a perfect square, it may not work out so easily, right? So anyway, you get an idea that there are different ways of solving such equations, and I hope that helps. Thank you and all the best.